Good morning. Welcome back. It's day 10 of dynamic balance. And so today, as I was out walking the dogs, I could really feel that my hips were catching a bit. I was teaching a seminar last week, so I was sitting a lot. So today we're going to do hips, deep rotations of our hips when we're lying on the floor. And then we're going to come up to stand and just kind of venture a bit deeper into that flow sequence we started yesterday. So welcome back, and great to come lie on the floor. Super. So landing in, and just start by feeling your spine on the floor, kind of wiggling a bit, feeling both shoulders, both hips, your feet flat on the floor, and then flatten your lower back down, and then arch into your lower back, and then flatten your lower back down and arch. Nice. Flatten your lower back down and arch. Nice. And then imagine that your pelvis, that you can just lift the right hip. So we're now not twisting our knees, but just tilting our pelvis left to right. So tilt your left hip forward, lift your left buttock, and then tilt your right hip forward, lift your right buttock. Bear has decided to use me as a pillow this morning. Let's see how long that lasts, Bear. I'm going to start moving soon. Right. So my knees are staying center as I tilt my pelvis, lifting, tilt my pelvis, lifting. And then imagine that your lower back, that you can roll into it like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis. So I want you to roll around. So your feet are staying flat on the floor and you're rolling around your sacrum like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis. So can you slow the movement down so that you really get a sense of the different elements or the different parts of your lower back and pelvis? There's places where you can feel your buttocks, where you can feel the hips, where you can feel the sacrum. There's places where you push with your feet, and there's places where you seem to pull with your feet. Change direction. Just rolling, feeling, connecting. Nice. And then drop both knees to the right. And then drop both knees to the left. And then just travel from side to side. Both knees to the right, center, both knees to the left. And as you do this, I'm always struck by the sensations of connectedness, the strings of me, the threads of me that travel down from the deep of my rib cage, the deep of my belly, all the way across through my hips and into my thighs. Those strands of connection from my lower back down into the back of my hip, down into my thigh. It's always so obvious or apparent to me as I move. The bands of connections of my body. Come back to center and then roll up along your spine, lifting upwards through your hips. And then rolling down, travel all the way down to land on the floor. So just feel that. How do you roll up? Travel up. And how do you roll down? Travel down. Nice. And just feel that. Feel the expression of movement in your spine. I always think I've become slightly tiger-like. I have this feeling of really, articulating my spine in an incredibly cat-like, powerful way when I connect to the floor and create pressure. Feel that in your body. How do you get powerful into your spine? Using your breath, feeling your feet on the floor as you travel up, as you travel down. Nice. So we're going to go into zoomies. So draw your right knee up onto your chest. So we're going to do it no armed zoomies in the beginning. So your right knee is up on your chest and your elbows are pushing a little bit into the floor. You can have your arms straight or your elbows bent. And then as you straighten your right leg, I'm going to get you to lift your bum off the floor. And ideally, you're aiming for the two thighs to be the same height as each other. And then draw your right knee up onto your chest. And as you do so, your spine's going to land. But there's this sign of lightness to your spine all the time. I'm not completely landing my spine. Right leg lengthens. And then bend your knee up onto your chest. Right leg lengthens. Bend your knee up onto your chest. How would you feel them? It's like the piston of your leg, the power of your hip, the power of your leg as you do this movement. Nice. One more time. Super. Bend your knee, bring your bum to the floor, other side. Both feet are hip distance apart and then a tiny bit closer. Draw the left knee up onto your chest. Arms are long beside you, elbows are steady. And then as you straighten your left leg, lift your hips and have your thighs to the same height as each other, approximately. Draw your left knee towards you, squeeze it in deeply, and lengthen it long. Draw it in. How would you make this movement really wholesome and really connected and powerful in your body? What's the expression of health and connection right now for you? Squeeze, lengthen, squeeze, lengthen. Nice. Bring both feet to the floor. Pause. So just feel. We're feeding good news into the body. We're giving it many things to notice and to feel, sensations. We're mapping our body more as we move. So bring your ankles together, your knees together. Bring your right arm long beside your ear. And then roll over onto your right arm so that your arm is long, you're resting on your head. And then you're going to bring your knees forward so they're at a 90-degree angle to your hips. And then keeping your feet together, lift your left knee. And just notice what stops you. For me, there's muscles on the outside of my hip, the muscles on the inside of my thigh, but I feel like I'm leaning into the end of my range as I do this. And then both knees together, lift your left foot as high as it goes. And as I do that, I'm letting my left hip travel a bit. So my left hip rounds forward a tiny bit. I'm pushing into the left hand, change. Both feet together, lift your knee. How high does it go? Both knees together, lift your foot. Both feet together, lift your knee. And both knees together, lift your foot. Nice. From here, draw your right knee up, left knee up so it taps your left elbow. And then stretch your left leg long, like you're trying to turn off something or push something away from you with your left foot. And I feel the whole of the right side of my body, the rib cage, lifting off the floor as a result. Bend your knee so your knee comes up to your elbow. And then stretch your leg long and feel that sense of length through the inside, inner thigh, through the outside, outer thigh, through the deep of your hip. And again, bend your knee up and then lengthen your leg long. Keeping that length, lift your foot up towards the ceiling and then down. Up, down. Lengthen long, lift your leg. Down. I'm going to cough. Up, down. Make a circle with that left leg. How big do you want to make the circle? But you're not moving your torso. You're just moving your leg. Wow, my leg feels so heavy. Circle in the other direction. Inner thigh, buttock. Wow. Jeenie weenie. Come all the way back to center. Pause. Let's feel that. Great. And I come to the other side. Cool. So, both feet together, both knees together. Reach your left arm long. Roll over onto your left side so you're lying on your left arm. Draw your knees forward so they're out at a 90-degree angle from your hips. Keeping your feet together, lift your right knee as high as it goes. So on this side, I have much more movement. I can feel still I'm at the end of my range. I can feel the sense of effort in the muscles, in the buttock. Nice, other direction. Knees together, lift your foot as high as it goes. Nice, and then travel. Foot together, feet together, knee rises. Knees together, foot rises. Feet together, knee rises. Knees together, foot rises. Nice, one more time. Feet together, knee rises. Knees together, foot rises. Nice. Both feet together, both knees together, and then glide your right knee up so it touches your right elbow. And then stretch your right leg long and let it lift your rib cage because you're lengthening so much. The more we lengthen one side, the other side has to shorten. Bend your knee, touch, lengthen. Bend your knee, touch, and lengthen. Really long, 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 like really as long as you can, like you're trying to be lazy and not move and push something away from you. Push something off the bed. Nice. Last time, knee up. Super long through your leg, and then lift your leg. And then lower it down. Lift your leg. Lower it down. Lift your leg. Lower it down. Draw a circle with your leg. Who knew? Because this feels so heavy and tiring, I think we should do it more often. Change direction. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Wow. I don't know about you, but come back to center. All the way back. Arms are wide. We're going to come into gliders. Drop both knees down to the right, and then glide your left knee up towards your right shoulder. And then all the way back to center, both knees to the left, and right knee up towards your left shoulder. So as you travel from one side to the other, really appreciate the movement of your lower back, your pelvis, your sacroiliac joint. Just feel that. Nice. Come back to center. Pause. What can you feel? Can you feel the outsides of your hips? The deep of your belly, your pubic bone, your inner thighs, your knees, your feet. Nice. So roll over and come all the way up into a downward dog. We're going to start in a downward dog this morning, or continue in a downward dog. So finding your downward dog, both hands to the floor, pull your heels backwards. Have a bit of a wiggle. So earlier on in dynamic balance, we worked a lot with our feet. Can we include that sense of information that we gained then? So bend your knees, squeezing into your feet, stretch into your legs, and as you lengthen into your legs, lift your toes. Bend your knees, squeeze into your toes by bending and really creating pressure down into your feet. As you straighten your legs, lift your toes. Continue, bend your knees, straighten your legs. Nice. And then turn so that your nails are facing the floor and drop your right knee. So drop your nails to the floor on the right leg. Drop your knee all the way down. My left knee is still floating. And then straighten both of your legs, but one foot is down, nails down, and the other one is solely your foot down. Nice. Bend both knees, right knee taps. Stretch your legs. So your right foot, I'm rolling around the front of my leg. I'm really lengthening into it. I'm creating a sense of roll and then lengthen. Nice. Change legs. Turn the left toe so they're face down. Drop your left knee to the floor. Stretch your leg. Left knee to the floor.
Stretch your leg. One more time. Left knee to the floor. Stretch your leg. Bring both feet to the floor. Pull your heels back. Have a bit of a wiggle. Nice. Walk your feet forward. How far forward can you walk? And then pause in your forward fold. Bend your knees enough that you're really feeling like your chest and your thighs are touching. And then drop your head forward. Nice. Slowly rolling up. Reach your arms wide. Bring your palms together, reaching up, looking up. Palms come to rest in front of your chest. Super cool. So just lift your heels, drop them. So do that a few times. And how do you, not even drop, can you slow the movement on the down? Lift, slowly down. Lift, slowly down. So my feet want to drop really fast. I was dancing tango last night, so I can feel it in my feet that I was running around in high heels. Heel down, lift, heel down, lift. Cool. So I'm going to turn sideways on my mat. From here, lift the left foot up and just move your spine. So left foot is floating. Can I round and look down at my left foot? And then reach down and just touch the left foot, like you're going to put your shoes on or your socks on. And then bring your left foot to the floor, reach up towards the ceiling really tall. Nice. And again, rounding. Lift your left foot off the floor, touch it. And then stretch your arms up, reaching up, looking up. Both feet are on the floor. Get super long up towards the ceiling. One more time. Lift your left foot up, touch it. Pause there for a moment. How would you touch your left foot? Maybe pull it towards you even if you want to try. Super. Swing the left foot as far to the left as you can so you come into a wide angle pose. Turn your toes a little bit to the left and touch the floor over on the left side with your right hand. Travel towards the right. And my toes are gliding a bit in different directions. So I'm kind of like windscreen wipering my toes. So as I travel to the right, both of my toes are also pointing to the right. As I travel to the left, both of my toes are pointing to the left. Next time that you're pointing to the left, bring your right hand down, turn your chest and your knees so that your right knee lands on the floor. Spiral, lift the left elbow up. Reach the left hand up towards the ceiling. Nice. Both hands to the floor. Lift your right knee off the floor, spiral so that you're facing towards the side of your mat. And now it's a little bit tricky, so be careful. So both hands are on the floor. I'm going to send my weight towards the right foot, lift the left foot in the air, and then sit down with my left knee between my two hands. So my right foot is flat, left knee is on the floor, and my bum is on the floor on the left. I'll pause there. How do we go back? So it's like you throw yourself forward, and then in throwing yourself forward, you drop your head down towards the floor. So the closer your head is to the floor, the more likely your bum has lifted. So the lower your head is, push both hands down, lift the left foot up, bring the left foot back. Cool. Both elbows to your knees, rising up, and stand all the way over to the left side of your mat. We're going to do the same thing. So lift your right foot up. Lean forward, touch your right foot. Both feet to the floor, lifting tall, looking up. Rounding. Round forward. Boop. Touch your right foot. Both feet to the floor, rising. Nice. Last time, rounding forward. Maybe you pull your foot a bit closer towards you, a bit more up. Like you're trying to see your foot, like you stood on something. And then swing that right foot wide. Touch the floor over towards the right. Touch the floor over towards the left. You can turn your feet or you can keep your feet where they are. See what your knees are telling you. So now that my knees have warmed up a bit because of the last movement, I don't feel that I have to move my feet as much now this time. So the next time that you're over towards the right side, bring your left hand down, drop your left knee, and reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Twisting. Nice. Spiral. Lift your back knee. Bring both hands in front of the right foot. Oh no, we're gonna go left side, yes. So we're gonna lift the right knee and bring the right knee down between your two hands. How do you do that? So my left foot's on the floor, my right thigh is on the floor, my right bum is on the floor. Drop your head forward. The more forward your head is, the more likely your bum is lifted. Step wide with your right foot. How cool. And then come sit on the floor. So for me, sitting on the floor is exactly that skill. How do I swing a leg forward? Come sit on the floor. Nice. Roll your shoulders. Twist towards the left, sitting tall. Nice. Twist towards the right, sitting tall. Super. Come lie on the floor. Come lie all the way down. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Just notice, what are you mapping? What do you feel? So this pause, this moment of connection is actually where we really reset our nervous system. So we typically only feel what we feel, and we think that's all there is to feel. But there's so many different sensations that we feel. So sometimes if you're feeling discomfort, if you try and feel the feeling of your clothing, the feeling of pressure, the sense of temperature, the feeling of movement, pulsation. There's just so many layers and layers and layers of sensations. So instead of something being the only thing you can see, suddenly it becomes much more balanced in your nervous system's perception of it. So as you lie here, what are the different sensations you can feel? Weight, pressure, size, movement, temperature, breath, clothing, Simba the cat. Who knows? So many different things. So feeling, the more we feel our bodies, if you can feel it, you can heal it. The more we feel our bodies, the more wholesome we can inhabit them. So I will see you all tomorrow for day 11. We'll be halfway through. Oh my God, we're kind of halfway through, almost. Nice, lovely, super. I'll see you tomorrow.